Hey there, folks. Welcome to day 61 of my year of solo board gaming, which has been considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. Even now, taking on this game, which I've never actually played. It's been in my shelf of shame for a while. I've unpacked it a couple times. I've looked at the rules a couple times. I think I even started a game once, but I didn't quite understand how to play. I've just spent some time looking through the rules and making sure that I've got a good understanding of how the game works. Before we get started, we are set up for solo mode, and we're going to be doing the one of the scenarios in this game. Just a quick explanation of how to set this up. There are a number of different things in this game. This is a bounty deck over here. It's the purple cards with the money bag on the back. You deal out 4 of these. These are special bounties that you can get during the game that allow you to get extra points at the end of the game. These are vehicle cards, these green ones over here. We've got a hand of 3 over here. These cards allow you to determine how much action you're going to be able to take each turn, with more action points on a particular item, basically leading to, the more action points there are, the more negative the effect is going to be. So, for example, if I play this bicycle, to start off with, I've got 3 action points, and then I can play a vehicle card face down as a distraction. And I think I have to do that, which is not necessarily a plus. I'm not sure why that's... it's kind of neutral, to be honest. And then if you play the motorcycle, which are 6 action points each, I have to move targets closer to me. The game starts off with 4... in addition, you also have some items from the general store. You have some weapons from the state police. And you have a squad of 3 people. Now, this took me a little while to realize, but the way it tells you to do this is to take your 3 people and pick a leader and put them face up in a stack like this. So only your leader is ever visible. The other 2 characters are hidden below. Each character has its own ability, so only the leader's ability is ever shown at any one time. Starting off with the whistleblower, government researcher Carlos, because their ability allows them to move a target space 2 spaces in any direction, and that will become important in a little bit. Whereas the other 2, I could have 4 cards if I had Life Coast Sebastian as my leader, and if it was Mysterious Businesswoman Celia, any eggs you deliver to the government facility are always worth 1 additional VP, so that is a huge plus right there. I do have 1 item and 1 weapon I'm starting off with. I'm starting off with Nitrous, which means that I can discard this to get 3 additional actions, and Shotgun, which I can discard during a worm attack to do some awesome damage. In the solo mode, they tell you to take out certain cards that have a little solo, not for solo icon. They are very hard to see, so I'm actually going to go through and tell you what they are right now. First of all, these are actually a little bit more easy to identify. There are 3 The Queen cards that you have to pull out from the deck before the worm deck, which is down here. Before you do any more setup. So you'll always pull these out in solo mode. Know the queens. There are 2 characters, Homemaker Rebecca and Shepherd Old George, both of whom come out. Neither of them are characters intended for solo use, simply because Homemaker Rebecca, you can end your turn on the same spot as another player. Obviously, that doesn't really matter. And if a worm attacks Old George, you may choose to kill Old George. If you do, you defeat the worm. And there's nothing really that not applicable to solo. I think it's just, it becomes too easy to let him be a sacrifice and get the worm. So those are that. In addition, there are some weapons and items that you also have to take out. So there are 2 military satellites. You take both of those out. You take the incubation rays out, and you take the alien snare guns out. Those weapons are not intended for solo use. As far as I know, those are the only ones. Then worm pheromones also come out. There are 2 of those. And stink bombs. There are 2 of those. All of those come out of the game. So those are the cards not used for solo. Once you have your everything sort of organized, you do attacks using the... I can't seem to locate them at the moment. There are 4 cards that have a black outline, and I cannot find them to save my life right now. But they're essentially 1 of each type of worm, and each of these worms will give you a starting egg to work with, along with some rubble. Now, each worm has the same characteristics. The starting ones don't have dice on them, or do have dice on them, but they have a black border, and they tell you where to put an egg of the color associated with the worm. So in this case, for example, I would go with a dark purple egg, one of these, and I would place it on the spot where the worm is, the 3-2 right here. In addition, it gives you a little rubble pattern to follow as well. So in this case, it's got rubble, 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 rubble. And that's sort of the start of the egg placement. You start off the game with 4 of those. You've got your 4 eggs. You've got some rubble from there. You've also got 5 locations. You've got a hospital, government facility, motel, general store, and state police. Now, in the solo game, these locations can become damaged and then therefore unusable. If a worm ever attacks on the spot of a location, so for example, if this 2 were here and the worm attacked, this hospital becomes destroyed. Bye-bye. And if it ever gets 2 rubble, it also gets destroyed. If it gets 1 rubble, you're fine. If it gets 2, that's it. That location is gone. After you've done your initial setup of the black bordered bugs, you then get 3 additional bugs, and this will go in these spots here. You'll notice there's a 1, a 2, and a 3. This will tell you where to put the 1 target. This will tell you where to put the 2 target, and then the 3 target. And this indicates where worms are going to attack. Now, worms will attack under a couple different scenarios. One is if they have 3 cards here, or a certain number of cards here. So you'll see down on the bottom right, there's 3, 3, and 3. That tells you that if there are 3 cards on this spot, that worm will attack. It will come up and will attack at the spot of the target. In addition, you'll put an egg there and you'll put rubble where indicating that's where the attack is. And if you are in the line of fire of the worm, say for example you're on one of the spots with rubble, or you're on one of the spots with the worm itself, you have to then attack. It's got a number of hit points, basically this number down here, and you have weapons that you can use to try to defeat the worm. If you do, you can claim a hunt trophy. Otherwise, your lead character could die, which is not good, obviously. Sorry, need some more coffee here. The other is that at the end of your turn, in the solo mode, you'll roll both of these 2 dice, one of which will give you a worm. You'll do this with the blue one, and 5. This will indicate that the 5 gets a face-up vehicle underneath it, adding to its vehicle count. And if that triggers a worm attack, then that worm will attack. So not only could you have done it, had a worm attack right at the end of your turn, once you roll the blue dice, you can trigger another attack, and then this one will trigger an attack regardless of the number of cards. So in this case, the Screamer would attack, it would come out and just wreak havoc. So you can have up to 3 attacks each turn. Once you have resolve 15 attacks, the game is over, and it determines whether or not you've won or lost. If you have anybody still alive at that point, obviously this can be pretty tough. These are the cards. I had them in my hand, or had them right available. So we're going to put those up there. Once you replace one of the worms, another worm comes out, and you do the whole target thing again. So this seems like it's pretty much stacked against me, no matter what. I do have a token here. It's going to be a gray. We're going to leave it right here. I'm going to actually put it up like that because I think that's going to be easier to see. So you start off by playing a vehicle card. In each turn you play a vehicle card. You do that number of action points, and then you end the turn. And then you resolve whatever happens, and we'll see how it goes. This might last 1 turn. I have no idea. There are 3 scenarios that are in the book. We might do all 3. We might do just 1, depending on how this scenario goes. We're going to start off with the special delivery scenario. It's considered medium difficulty. There's a medium, hard, and easy. I'm going to read you the introduction. "Those eggs are our ticket out of here." Pam cocked her shotgun and winked down at Merle from the driver's window of an abandoned 18-wheeler. "I've got it on good authority that those government suits pay top dollar for some pristine worm omelets, or whatever they do with them. Key is, we need to get them, and we need to get them all." Merle fixed his ball cap and spit. It sizzled along the cracked desert road. "Now, Pam, I don't know about—" "Get in the truck, Merle!" Pam snarled and revved the engine. A dust cloud erupted from the chrome exhaust pipe above her head. "Time for an egg hunt!" Your objective is to deliver a bounty to 4 of the 5 locations. Once you have completed a bounty for the location, remove all bounties from this location from the bounty line and discard them from whenever they're drawn from the rest of the game. So if you what we'll do is we'll flip over the location to indicate that a bounty has been delivered there. That means we'll get each bounty exactly once, which is obviously going to be a little tricky. Or each bounty bonus. When you deliver a bounty to a location, there is a bonus associated with it. You'll see that as the game goes on. This is going to be tough. Again, I've never played this fully before. I think I've played a few turns of it, but I've never played a full game before. So you're witnessing history here. Should be fun. The standees, by the way, are just simply for decoration. You can collect them in one of the solo scenarios. For example, if you kill a Mr. Tentacle, Ms. Tentacles, then you collect the Ms. Tentacles bounty, and that becomes part of your thing over here. The bounties, by the way, that we have right now are we can deliver this light purple egg to the motel, which is up here, and we can also try to deliver this dark purple egg to the state police down here. So these are in the exact wrong spot for the locations that we need to get them to, which is a bit unfortunate, obviously. But, I mean, all of these locations are sort of set in the beginner's mode. In a more advanced mode, you can actually play around with where the locations are. So I could have, randomly dealt out it in this order, in which case that's a lot easier. But that's not the case here. So we're going to put the motel and the state police over here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, our big choice here is, do we play the bicycle, which is not too bad, or do we play the motorcycle and then try to get as much done as we can? I think we want to try to do the motorcycle, despite the fact that this will move our targets closer to us, just so that we understand what the danger is of these particular worms. So this number one, this guy, if they move closer to us, they'll attack in a diagonal fashion. So if this becomes here and then attacks, it will hit the motel with one rubble. The 3 has a vertical attack of 2 each. So it'll attack here and here and here and here. Obviously, it won't throw rubble off the grid. So ideally, we want to get this 3 far enough away from the general store that it won't matter. So up here would be great. And then this 2 has sort of a cross beam attack for the rubble. And honestly, I think we could be fine. If we confine ourselves to up here, we should be good. The goal right now is to collect as much rubble as we can so that we can get some weapons so that when one of these things attack, we'll be in good shape for it. Now, I will point out we have the shotgun, which is really good. If it does 6 spaces if we're in the same space as the worm attack, and I think I'd like to try to be in the worm attack. The other thing to note is that when you pick up an egg, that ends your turn. So if I were to go up here, get this rubble, then go up 1, and then go here for 2 or 3, and then pick this up for 4, that's it. My turn is over, which would not be a good thing. So I think what I want to do is I do want to play this 6. I'm going to play it underneath the Screamer, I think. Because I think that's the one that we're going to try to do something with. Now we're going to get to do 6 actions total. We'll start by collecting all of the rubble around us. So that's 3 rubbles, that's 3 actions. You place it on the leader, and once you get to 3, you then trade that 3 in, and you draw another item. It can be either a weapon, or it can be an item. We get another shotgun, so that's good. We can play both those weapon cards. We can take out that 3 if we want to. So that's 3. We still have 3 more actions we can go. We're going to go 1, that's 4. Let's see. I think picking up an egg is not considered like I'm not sure if that's a separate action from. Okay, it is. Yeah, we have to. So we've done 4. This is 5, and now this will be 6. We've collected an egg, and now that is the end of our turn. Now we can play our nitrous. We can get 3 more actions, and part of the reason to do that is that right now we're sort of facing this issue with 1 and 3 being a problem. I think what I want to do is I do want to play this nitrous. We're going to go ahead and play it. We can play it even after we've discarded it. We've picked up an egg, which is nice. So we're going to have 3 more actions. We're going to take 1, 2. We're actually going to put ourselves in the line of fire of this worm attack. 3. And the reason I did that is because this will get everything away from the locations that we want to make sure don't get harmed. So we're going to move all, now because we played this 6 here, all target tokens move 1 space closer. You can't move the 1 closer. That's as close as it's going to get. 3 is going to move 1 closer. We're going to move it down there. 2 is going to move here. And we can now move an item 2 spaces away. At the end of your turn, move a target 2 spaces in any direction. Now, part of the reason why I might want to put 3 on my spot is that those shotguns are really deadly when they're on your spot. If you're 1 space away, they only do 4 each, and that won't be enough to defeat the Screamer if Screamer is the one that attacks. So we're going to use Carlos's ability. We're going to attract the 3 to us. And we can't move it any further that way, so that is the end of its movement. So we're not looking good. We're probably going to get attacked this turn, but that's okay. We got some shotguns. We got twin shotguns ready to go. Life Coach Sebastian has one. Our mysterious government employee contractor has one. We're ready to go. So now, at the end of our phase, we are going to go ahead and roll the red die, or roll the blue die. The blue die will determine which one is going to get an extra vehicle, which in this case, it's going to be the 6. So they're going to get an extra one face up. And I don't think we do anything else with that. I don't think we immediately resolve the distraction arrows at the bottom of the drawn card, ignore all other information. So yes, we do actually do this. So unfortunately, that means the 3 is going to move over this way. Awesome. Which may completely mess our plan of attack. 4, okay, 2 attacks. So 2 will attack. That means that 2 will come up. We'll go ahead and move this down here now just to indicate that we're doing this. So it's going to get a purple egg. And I will point out, the colors used in this are really annoying. I mean, we have a purple. It's worth noting, we have a purple, we have a light purple, and a blue. Now, the blue and the orange aren't too bad, but these 2 right here are just really annoying. And then we're going to get some rubble. Now, you can never have more than 2 rubble in any one location. But fortunately, none of these really matter. We've got rubble there. This then gets discarded. We'll go ahead and put that up there. Once we have 15 worms, that's it. That is the end of the game. We're going to get a Screamer this time. It will be in the location 3-5. So we plot it out here. That's a 2. Fortunately, if that comes up to attack, I don't think we're looking too badly at it. So now the question is, what do I do? Oh, and then at the end of it, you draw, make sure you refill your hand. I should have had that up. So now we've got some boots. When played, discard another vehicle card. Gain additional action points equal to its number of values. So I could discard the boots and then also discard a 6. And I think that means, I don't think we discard to here. I think we just discard up there. And what's nice about that is that that would help immensely. Now, I will point out, if the 3 had attacked, we would have been okay because the 3's attack is vertical. It would not have affected us where we are. Yeah, it says discard. So I think discard means that we don't worry about putting it down here. So I could potentially get up to 8, which would be nice. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to play the 2 under here. And that means that the tentacle is going to get distracted. It's going to go up 1, which it can, and then over 1, so it's in the corner. And that means that the only place that we'll get some rubble is there. So both of these are now in the corner, we're sort of just on their own. And we're going to go ahead and discard this 6. That'll give us 8 points to work with, which is a lot. We need to get this purple thing over here down to the state police, which is going to be difficult, even with an additional 8 items, or full 8 actions. But let's see, 1, 2, 3. We get to turn these in for an item. We'll go ahead and get an actual item this time. Squid Sonic Transmitter. On your turn, discard to move a target token 4 spaces in any direction. Gain 1 VP. That's a nice item. So that was 4. 5. 6. 7, 8. We'll go ahead and take both of those. And this time we'll take another weapon. Pistol. Discard to gain 1 VP and cause another player to discard a hat item, or discard to deal 2 damage during a worm attack. So we discard all those. And that is the end of our turn. We redraw back up to that. And now we go ahead and roll the blue dice. None of these are at 3, so that's good. So this will gain 1. We resolve the distraction token, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3 that direction, which is both good and bad. It actually doesn't bother me that much. It's got a vertical attack, so it's going to affect all of these squares. Had it moved just 1, that would have been a problem because it would have thrown a rubble at the state police. That would have been bad. 5. 5 is actually going to attack now. So 5 pops out. We're going to move this down here. We're going to discard all these. It's going to bring a light purple egg. And again, are you kidding me with the colors? Let's just dump all those out. Going to bring a bright purple egg there. And then we're going to throw some rubble in this direction. Fortunately, it doesn't hit the store. And that's it. So that gets discarded. We're now at 2 worm attacks. We get another Screamer, this time at 5-3, so it'll be right here. And it's going to attack along this line. We could have also moved one of these folks at the end of this, but we chose not to because I think we forgot. But that is that. So now, I think I want to use the 18-wheeler. I want a worm attack on my spot so I can get one of those hunt things. So we're going to actually use the 18-wheeler this time. Now I could not do the boot and then the 18-wheeler, so that would be the disadvantage there. We're going to do it under the 7, or under the 3, mostly so that none of these are at 2 and can't get an attack going if I roll that number on a blue die. So we're going to do 7 here. We're going to do it underneath the 3. It doesn't really affect it, but we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We can now deliver the purple egg under this. We're going to get the delivery here. We're going to put this underneath our characters. We've now got 3 points for that. And for the state police one, when you deliver an egg, you get to draw a weapon card. So we're going to draw a weapon. Pointy stick. During a worm attack, discard this card to roll a die. On the result of a 6, the worm is killed. Any other result, gain 1 MP. That is ridiculous. But that was 1. That was 1, 2. Deliver for 3. 4, 5. 6, 7. So it'll allow for 3 more items to be traded in. We'll go ahead and get another item. Worm trap. On your turn, reveal this card and choose a worm. The worm's token is trapped and cannot be moved by distractions or abilities. Discard this card after the worm attacks. So that's kind of a nice one. I'm wondering if we actually want to have that. I think we're going to go ahead and play that. We're going to play that on the 3. We're going to keep that 3 right there so that it can't get distracted. So we're going to roll the blue dice first. The blue dice is going to give us a 4, so this is going to gain a item. It's got the 7.18 wheeler, but no distractions, so nothing there. Oh, and I forgot to do, move the nearest target spoken to your space. Forgot to do this at the end of it. We have to resolve these abilities at the end of the turn. So now we're there. The 2 is going to have a vertical attack, which means it will hit the state police. But now I don't think we're as worried about the state police, so I think we're going to keep the 2 there. And that's something I should have done. I should have moved the target and then done my government ability thing here. We could also just move the 2 over 1, just to be on the safe side. Do we want to do that? Yeah, I think we're gonna keep it as is, because if the worm does attack, it's got 7. We're gonna be able to attack this thing and just basically defeat it pretty easily. And we kind of need to get a worm hunt going. And I also forgot to do this, so we got another hunt up there. Okay, so Red dice is next. Come on, 3 or 4. 6. So 6 is going to attack. It's going to... We're going to discard that, since that is attacking now. It's going to bring us a light purple egg. Move this down here. Discard this. Just goes into the discard up here. Before we do, let's get the rubble down. There's going to be rubble here, 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 and here. And that 3 gets discarded. So we're up to 3 cards discarded. It's not good. We're going to bring forth another one. This is going to be a blaster. It's going to go to 3/4, which is right here, right above us. Its attack pattern is a little vertical thingy. Oh, and I forgot to drop. Good lord, I'm forgetting things, and I'm doing everything in the wrong order, so I apologize. Okay, so we need to get one of those. We need to get that purple up there into the motel. But we also need to hunt some things here. So I think I'm going to play the boots. Now, if I play this to the 2, it will attack. Like that is a given. But I think I can put it into the right spot if I wanted to. So if I play this and then I play this as the discard, I'll get 7 points. Now, what will that do? 1 to remove that, 2, 3 to pick up the egg, 4, 5, 6, 7, pick up the egg. So that'll give me a bunch of eggs, 1 more weapon or 1 more item, however I so choose. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 2 here. I know that the this is going to move here. Oh, sorry, the 2 is going to move here. This will attack, but we can move it up to our spot so we get a better shot at it. And we'll discard that. So we've got 7 movement. So that's 1 to clear the rubble, 2 to move, 3 to get the egg, 4, 5 to get more rubble. We're going to trade those in. We're going to get an item this time. We've got a trucker hat. Once per turn, you may move diagonally. Discard this card if your leader dies. So this is a permanent bonus now. And then 6, and then 7. And that is everything. There's no additional item that we have to worry about down here, but now we can use Carlos's ability. They'll move the 2 right here, and the 2 does now attack. So the 2 is going to attack by throwing out one of these light purple eggs. Grrr, arg. Throwing a bunch of rubble. Doesn't throw rubble here because there's already 2 spots. And now we can attack. We're going to go ahead and attack with the shotgun, which is going to give us 6. And we're going to go ahead and attack with the pistol, which is going to give us an additional 2. So that's 8 total. And that defeats the 2, the Screamer. So these get discarded. Move this over here. We're going to remove this. That's another item, another worm down. That's 4. We're going to remove the vehicles. We've completed a hunt bonus, bounty. It doesn't really matter which one we take. They're all the same. Some of these are for specific worms, which would have helped. But in this case, they're all the wrong thing. And now we got one for the general store, which I think we can do on the next turn. Oh, and we forgot to refill our hand. Okay. So now we've got that taken care of. We're going to draw another creature. It's going to be a 2. It's going to go in 2/6, which is over here. It's going to affect the general store if it does attack. So this could be bad. We're going to roll a 1. That means they're going to get an item. There's no distraction, so we don't have to worry about that. Really don't want to roll a 6. Sorry, a 3 or a 4. 2. So 2 is going to attack. That's this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Mrs. Tentacle is going to attack. That's the one up there. It's going to be a blue egg. However, because there's already an egg here, it actually just gets wiped out. If there's already an egg there, you don't put more than 1 in the solo mode. You can in the multiplayer mode, but in the solo mode, just simply you take away all the eggs. So we get 1 rubble there because it's the only diagonal spot still open. These get discarded. This gets put into the discard pile over here. We draw another creature. We're going to put the one at 1/5, which is over here. And that could potentially destroy the state police. Now we are currently at, let's see, 5 worms. All right, so now I've got a couple options here. I think what I want to do is I want to do the 6. Except that could potentially destroy the general store, and I don't know if I really want to take that risk. Actually, no, I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. So we're going to play the 6. We're going to play it under the 1, I think. All right. And we're going to do 1 to pick up, 2, 3 to pick up, 4, 5, and we're going to deliver an orange to the general store. So now that we've got the general store, that's going to go down here. We've got 2 of our 4 locations that we have to deliver to. Plus, the bonus for delivering to the general store is you get to draw an item card. So we draw an item card. It's a worm trap. On your turn, reveal this card and choose a worm. That token is trapped and cannot be moved by distractions or abilities. I'm going to play that on the 3 because I don't want it moving from there. The other 2 are going to move 1 each. And I think what we need to do is we need to move this 2 far away. Because I don't want it attacking. Actually, no, I think we're fine if it attacks. I think what we actually want is we want to move the 1. We'll move the 1 down into the corner. It won't affect either item at all, unless there's a distraction that comes up for it. With the 2, I know this is going to destroy the general store if the 2 comes up, but I can defeat it and we'll get another hunt bounty, which is a plus. And I keep forgetting to redraw the bounty. And I forget to keep refilling my hand. And the reason that I'm thinking that is that I'm halfway there. I've already got these 2 locations delivered to. I can't draw any more bounties for these 2. My focus has to be get 1 more to the motel, then get 1 to one of these once that bounty comes up. So I think we're good. So we've done everything that we need to. I could use the sonic transmitter, just basically get that 2 really far away. That will allow me to move it 4 spaces. But I think for now I'm going to hold off. All right, so what gets another card? 4. The 2 gets another card. So the 2 will go up and to the left. All right. So kind of destroying my plans there. And now the attack. 4 attacks. So 4 is going to come up with an orange. Sorry, it's the number 2 target, but it's the 4 on the dice. So they're going to get an orange one. We're then going to put rubble all around. There's going to be 1 on the general store, which we can remove. We didn't want to do it that way. And then we discard this. We discard this, and we draw another monster. This time it's going to be a 4/3, which is not that far from where I am. There you go. All right. So now we've got a couple options here. We can play a bicycle. We could play a sedan. The sedan would allow us to move some stuff. We really just kind of need to move. There's a lot of rubble between us and the motel. We're going to play the 6. We're going to play it on the 2. We're going to remove a rubble. That's 1. Remove a rubble. That's 2. 3, 4, 5. And then I guess we'll take this rubble. Clear the path this way because that's the easiest way to go. Man, that is nasty. All right. So now we can move one of these things a couple spaces. We're going to move the 2 onto us. So that, again, if it attacks, we can attack back and defeat it. Because we need to get some more of these hunt things up out of the way. So that was our ability there. We can also choose to move a target 2 spaces. In addition, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to keep it as is. Oh, and I got 3 rubble, so I could draw another weapon. Sorry. Should have really done that. Semi-automatic rifle. Discard a worm. During a worm attack, discard this card to roll 6 dice. For every result of 5 or higher, deal 2 damage. All right. So now, I think we're at the end of that. We're going to roll to see who gets an additional vehicle card, and that's going to be the number 2. They're going to move 2 down, which does not put it in the way of anything, fortunately. And then we're going to roll for an attack. 2. The 1 attacks. It's going to bring out an orange egg. It will put rubble all around it. We discard that. Discard that. We're going to bring a Screamer out at 4/5. Just right on top of us. All right, so... And we do need to make sure that we are here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play the 7. We're going to play the 7, and we're going to play it on the blaster. We're going to move a target directly on top of us once we're done, whichever one is nearest. So we kind of got to make sure that the Screamer is nearest to us, or not the Screamer. The problem is this is not going to move at all. So that Screamer is going to be really tough. All right, we're going to go ahead and go ahead and play it on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to deliver one of these pink ones to the motel. So we've got 3 of our locations now. We're just going to play that there. The location is now kaput. They're done to collect anything. The motel, however, when you deliver there, you get 1 VP token, which is not really going to matter here. We also can trade these 3 in. I think we're going to go for another item this time. Trucker hat, which we don't really need. And I forgot that I could move diagonally, so that would have been really helpful. Once per turn, I can move diagonally. That is a really good thing to do. So that would have given us 1 additional movement then, because we wouldn't have had to go this way. Still would have collected the rubble, but then instead of going 1, 2, we would have gone that way. So I can still do 1 more move. And the reason I might want to do that is because I'm going to bring on a thing right on top of me. Yeah, so I'm going to move back here. Sorry for fudging that. I know that's a little cheaty, but we'll be fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my sonic transmitter. On your turn, discard to move a token, target token 4 spaces in any direction. Gain 1 VP. So we'll go ahead and gain the 1 VP first, but then we'll move the 2 right on top of us, or right in that direction. And I think because it says in any direction, I'm not sure if that actually means in any direction, like you can change directions as you're moving, but it doesn't matter because this is now the nearest token, so we'll move on top of us. And we still have the ability to move one of these things a couple spaces if we want. We could, for example, move this 1 over here, but it's not going to make much of a difference. And so we also have to replace the bounty. Delivery, state police. Nope. We discard those anytime those come up at this point. Motel. General store. Hunt. This is specifically for a boomer. We don't have a boomer out. We have 2 blasters and a screamer. So that is unfortunate. We are also currently at, let's just make sure we have got a count here. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're almost halfway to our total. We're going to draw another item. That's going to be a bicycle. I hate the bicycles. All right. Let's see. So now we're going to roll the blue dice. I'm not sure why I'm thinking about this. 3, the blaster gets another card. So first, we have to move the 2, 1, and over. And then it's going to attack because it's got 3 cards, which... so it's going to bring out a purple egg. This one is one of the dark purple ones. It's going to generate a bunch of rubble. Doesn't affect any of the locations, but the whole point of me doing that was so that I could actually be in place to get a hunt. I'm trying to defeat you. Why are you not letting me? We're going to get a Screamer at 5-4. So 5-4 is right where we are. If we're lucky, that, oh no, if we're not, oh, if we're unlucky, this could be bad. This could be very bad. 5. 3 attacks. So 3 is going to attack. It's going to generate, let's see, it was right here. It's going to generate a purple egg right here. It's going to generate rubble in each of the orthogonal directions, so not too much. All right, and then we discard that, and we get to discard that. I think that means we're now at 9. We're going to get another Screamer, this time at 2-2. Right there. All right, so this is frustrating, to say the least. So if we do this, we could play the sedan. Part of the problem is that we're going to have a lot of difficulty just simply getting from one point to the next. What do I want to do? I would really like to not go up against this Screamer. Prefer to go up against that Screamer. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and play this here. Under the... Do I want to do it that way? No, because that's going to put it really far away. It's going to put it on top of the hospital, actually. I do it there. That's 1-2, and then I can play that other card. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the bicycle here. It's going to move this 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play this other card as a distraction. We'll play it face down. But the card itself was basically pushed to the right. I'm now going to get 3 moves. So I'm going to get 1, 2, and then 3. And that's it. That's all I can really do. I'm not going to have any additional movements, unfortunately. And now I can choose to move another thing 2 spaces away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 2 here. So it's away from me. Now we're going to roll the blue dice. We're going to see what comes up. 4, it's going to be here. It's going to go up and to the right, which sort of puts it right up there. It does mean that the motel is now in danger. And then we're going to roll to see which of these things attack. Please be a 5 or a 6. Yes! Okay, so the 6 attacks. So this is going to come up. It's going to wipe out the egg, unfortunately, which is very unfortunate. We're going to discard these out of here. It's going to generate rubble here, here, and here. So let's go ahead and put the rubble down. We're almost running out of rubble. Rubble, 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 rubble. But we can use our shotgun. We're going to discard that. We completely destroy the Screamer because it's only worth 6. Only has 6 HP. So that's going to go into the discard. We get a hunt. Doesn't matter which one. We can't get the special one because that's for boomers only. But now we're going to draw another bounty, and it's another hunt. And it's a Screamer, which would have been great a moment ago. And we're going to draw another creature. This time it's a blaster. It's going to be a 2/5. So 2 and 5 over here. How are we doing as far as bug hunt goes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more to go. At this point, we're kind of screwed. We have to draw back up. Sedan and sedan. We're going to play this under... Oh, we've lost this shotgun now, so that's going to be bad. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to play the sedan under here. That's going to run the risk of this thing activating. Actually, let's play it under here. We'll give ourselves a little bit of space here to work with. It means that we're going to move this here, because that's the distraction level. We're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just simply collecting rubble. That's going to give us 2 items. We're going to take 2 weapons. We've got a pistol and a shotgun. All right, the shotgun is the plus thing. We now get to move any target tokens 2 spaces, and then we get to do it again. So I think what we want to do is we want to move this one here, and we want to move this one here. Using our ability as a government researcher, and we're also using the sedan's ability. And the reason I'm doing it this way is that hopefully I can get one of these two things defeated. But now we're going to roll the blue dice. The blaster gets an additional item. It does not get distracted, fortunately, and I forgot to draw back up. So we're going to exchange those around. Doesn't really make a difference. And then we're going to roll the red dice to see who attacks. 5. Okay, so the 3 attacks. The 3 is going to pull up one of the dark purple ones. It's going to generate rubble in a orthogonal pattern. 1, 2, 3. However, it's only got 4, and we can choose to attack. So what we're going to do, I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the semi-automatic rifle first. Hopefully this will do the job. Because we only need to have, we're going to roll 6 dice. We'll roll both of these at the same time. And we only need 2 5s or higher. So hopefully this will do it. Nope. All right, second roll. This is the 3rd and 4th roll. That gets 2. And we'll do 1 more. All right. So the semi-automatic rifle, semi-auto rifle did 2 damage. We'll discard the pistol to do the other 2 damage, and we defeat the 3. We get another hunt. That was a blaster, so we're just simply going to take this hunt over here. And we're going to reveal this. Delivery to the motel, so we're going to discard. Delivery to the hospital. Oh, this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is what we need. Okay. So the blaster gets discarded. The vehicles get discarded. And then we're going to pull out another bug. It's Mrs. Tentacles. It's 2-4. All right. So now our job is get to here, because we have one of the 2 items that delivery is calling for. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to clear, we need to play a card. We're going to play a 6. We're going to play it under Mrs. Tentacles. So we're going to get 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get all those. Hey, maybe we'll draw some nitrous. That would be great. Lucky hat when you're attacked by a worm. Don't need the lucky hat. I don't really need that at all. Okay, so now we're going to roll to see who gets an additional item. But I think we're good. I think we're actually going to beat this game. I say, famous last words, down and over. So if this attacks, we're going to be in the middle of an attack. And I don't really have enough to do damage. I could lose the leader at this point. 2, it attacks. Bloody effing hell. Okay, so it attacks. It brings out a pink one. And it generates rubble. 1, 2, and I forgot to draw back up. So the one's going to come down here. It's going to do 9 damage. I've got a pointy stick and a shotgun. And I already have a hat, so can't really do anything with that. So the shotgun's going to do 4 damage, which is not enough to defeat the Screamer. I can do the pointy stick, and on a roll of 6, the worm is killed. On any other result, gain 1 MP. So we're going to use the pointy stick. We have a pointy stick to defeat a large, giant worm called a Screamer that is going to attack us. And on a 6, we defeat the worm. Are you ready? Are you ready to see if I can roll a 6? Can I draw this out any longer? All right, so I do gain 1 VP, but Carlos, cocky to the end, dies. We discard the hat. Now, technically, I still had 2 backup hats, so we're going to go ahead and give her the trucker hat again. Trading of the hat. Actually, no, I think all of the hats get discarded, unfortunately. Yeah, discard this card if your leader dies. It doesn't matter if you're wearing the hat or not. So I lose all my hats. What happens to us if the leader dies on a worm attack? I think I need to... Because I think you actually pull your pawn off. If any players are caught in the worm's attack and they cannot defeat it, their leader is killed. Drop all rubble and eggs you are carrying onto your current space. And that causes all the eggs to disappear. Any active item or weapon that is face up near your leader is also discarded. Then remove your, and also we remove the pointy stick because we used it. Then remove your player pawn from the board. Flip your character to the seaside, which we should have done, and set it aside. Choose a new leader from your remaining squad members. On your next turn, you will begin by placing your pawn on an unoccupied location of your choice and then performing your turn as normal. Okay, so you know what? Just need to suck it up. So we're gonna go ahead and this gets reset because the one was the one that attacked. We get a new thing at 3-5 over here. So now we're gonna go ahead and place our token anywhere that we want. We'll go ahead and place it here. We'll use the sedan. Actually, you know what? We're going to go with Life Coast Sebastian. Which means we're going to have a... Ooh, yeah, we're doing that. 7. Played under there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can try to make it. We're going to try to make it. And then move the nearest target token to your space. So it'll be Mrs. Tentacle. She moves here. Fortunately, we can defeat her if she does attack. But now we're going to roll the blue dice. 2. She gets a card. She goes up 1 and over. And even if she still attacks, if she does attack... oh, no, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. That's the 1 that I'm supposed to do that with. So the 1 is now here. Neither the 1 or 2 pose a problem. 3 doesn't pose a problem with the shotgun. 4 attacks. We're going to pull this out. We get a purple egg, light purple egg over here. It attacks in a straight line. So the motel gets some damage. Discard, discard. Draw another one. It's the blaster. Ooh, those cards are stuck together. And 1-4. Which is where the freaking state police is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. And we have to draw one more just for shits and giggles. 4. We're going to play this here. We move the the distraction is the 2 moves 1 space to the left. And now we get 4 action movements. 1, here's your egg. Here's your egg, hospital. And we collect our delivery. It is that. And we have completed the game. All right. I am surprised at how long that took. It does take a little while. That is a full hour of a game. But that's it. We won. We defeated the thing. This game is visually one of the more compelling games I have. I love the look of it. And everyone just automatically, when they see it, it's like, oh, this is just like Tremors. And Tremors is one of the most beloved movies. I don't know why. I've never actually seen the movie. I like the premise of it. I've seen a little bit of it. And I love Kevin Bacon. I love Michael Gross. And I love all the people who were in that movie. This game does a really... I enjoyed it. I think the rules could be a lot clearer. I think the rules could have been a little bit more explicit about certain things. I think it's kind of weird that there's no, for example, each of these locations has a set place in the beginner. So there's, the skulls indicate where they go. But why it doesn't say hospital here and state hospital here, just sort of faded out so that you know where to place those, is kind of beyond me. You have to kind of squint. Like you get this image here of the initial setup, and you got to kind of squint to see it. And I mean, I can hold that a lot closer, and I think you can see, like, that's it's squinty. There are a lot of other things, like it would have been helpful to know about the fact that it's only the top character that you ever use the ability of, that the other characters are just sort of hidden. And it just feels kind of weird at that point. Like, why are they hidden? Like, why don't you get all their abilities? The government contract one, obviously not very useful in this, because you're only going to deliver 1 token to the government if you deliver any. We didn't actually deliver any. In terms of our actual score, I'm not sure what score we got. It doesn't really matter, because the scenario was deliver 4 eggs to different places. But we did pretty well. We did okay. We got some hunts. The hunting was like, I'm surprised how difficult the hunting was. I felt like I was putting myself in a really good position to do a lot of hunting throughout this game, and yet no matter what I did, nothing was working. I'm glad that we got what we did, because we did have to clear out the bounty line there. But that was tricky. I like the format of the game. I think the visuals are really great. Renegade Studios did a lot of great work on this. Who's the designer of this? I really need to start saying who the designers are. Mike Elliott. But again, I think the rule book needed a lot of clearing up. And I think I really, really wish they had gone with the light blue, the purple, and the orange could have stayed, but I think green. I don't understand why they didn't do green eggs. I don't know if there was a visual issue, if they were trying to do something about colorblind people. But it is a very distracting thing to try to work through what on earth each of these, the 2 different egg colors, the light blue, the light purple, and the dark purple. That does become really tricky. You're just going to watch me set up here. Get set up for the thing. I think what I'm going to do is I actually am going to go for a second round. There are 3 scenarios total. This was the medium difficulty. The other 2, not surprisingly, one of them is hunt. That's the toughest one. Basically, you're hunting different types of worms. And judging from what I've seen, that is going to be extremely difficult. More so not because of skill, just because you do have to have a certain amount of luck in terms of getting them where they need to be. I also do think that you're going to be more focused on running eggs back into the state police so you can get the additional weapons, as well as clearing rubble. I do wish I had taken better use of the trucker hat, because that was a really helpful thing. It is a bummer that you lose all of the hats. And I don't know if that is just an oversight in the rules, but if I'm following the cards, explicitly, then you have to discard all of them. And it feels like you have 3 hats, you have 3 characters. You should only ever need to discard 1 hat. And I'm just stretching my legs here a little bit before I sign off. But let's see, 1, 2, and 3. Some more eggs there. Put the dice over here. Got a little green icon, a green guy over here. And aside from some shuffling that I need to do, I think we're pretty much all set to start another game. So I'm going to do that at some point. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to take a little break. So because I'm also doing these directly from OBS and I'm putting these, I'm not doing about the editing or anything like that. These should be a lot quicker to do, so I'm going to be able to get more of them done, get a little leeway here. This is, I think, day 60. This is for day 61, which is March 2nd, and it is currently February 21st. So that gives me a pretty good amount of space between now and then. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more notifications. Ciao.